Hey, welcome back to another video nobody asked for. I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience working for an MLM.
You would do it too for a check.
And if you don't know what an MLM is, it's a multi-level marketing company. I can't really accurately describe them, so I'm going to insert a clip of somebody doing it for me.
They usually define it as a marketing or business strategy that sits in the gray area between a traditional direct marketing sales model and a pyramid scheme. One person, let's say a man named Benson. Benson begins to sell dietary supplements, and he recruits two people, let's call them Lauren and Karen, to sell these supplements for him, and they get a cut of the sale. Then, each of these people recruit two more people, and so on and so forth. How do you recruit these people? Well, try to focus on college kids or insecure middle-aged moms. Young adults don't have a lot of money, but there's more than enough enthusiasm to drive and succeed. And with the middle-aged moms or adults, there's insecurities and a need to feel financially independent.
It's gonna get right into the video. Once upon a time, in 2015, right around the ending of my first semester of college, I saw this flyer on a bulletin board that said, "Want to work during winter break? Want to make $18 per appointment?" And I was thinking, yes, sign me up. But this little flyer was super duper vague, didn't say what the job entailed, so I called the number on the little flyer. A girl answered. She told me about the interview and whatnot. I was coming up within a couple of days. And on the phone, I kept on asking her, what is this job? What am I supposed to do? And she was super vague about it. All she said was sales.
That's suspicious.
Okay, red flag number one. Because, why aren't you gonna be more specific than sales? Sales can mean anything. Am I a car salesman? Am I a door-to-door salesman? Am I working in retail? What does that entail? Despite this vagueness, I still decided to go for it because I'm like, $18 per appointment. See, in my head, in my naive little mind, $18 per appointment was translated to $18 an hour, and I'm just like, that's more than minimum wage, so I'm definitely gonna go for it.
Yes, I did that. And you would do it too for a check. I was an employee.
So I was emailed in detail about the interview, what time it would be and whatnot. My dad brings me over to this random building in a town 10 minutes over. And tell me why I couldn't find this place. Now, I found the building that the interview was supposed to be in, but it was in this random suite with a random number. Like, it wasn't its own office building or anything. It was just this random suite that I had to find on my own. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't find this. I'm gonna be late. Like, I was so scared. I'm like, I'm gonna be late. I don't want to be late. Oh my gosh. Because, I was trying to be professional. So I finally find the place, and I find out when I get there that it was a group interview, which was very interesting to me. I was just like, didn't expect that. Didn't expect other people to be here. I thought this was gonna be a one-on-one thing. But there were other people there. They were all sitting in chairs, just waiting. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'll do the same. Just sit in a chair and wait. Then this guy comes up, and he starts talking. And he tells us why we're here and what the company was. And the company's name was Cutco. So essentially what Cutco is under Vector Marketing, and it's a cutlery company. They sell knives and other silverware, but predominantly knives. So essentially the job was going to be selling these knives, and I was just like, she had told me that on the phone, I wouldn't have shown up. In fact, I'm pretty sure during the presentation he was giving us about the company and its history and whatnot, he essentially said, we don't mention what the job is before you guys come in, otherwise most of you guys wouldn't have come in.
Yeah, it's fine. That's weird.
And I'm like, exactly. Basically explains Cutco and shows us the knives. And then he asks us questions to try to get a vibe from us, I guess, to try to see if we'd be like the right fit for Cutco. Low-key, I feel like in retrospect they chose everybody there, but there were certain people planted there that they didn't choose. I don't know, maybe I'm just being crazy, or maybe not, I don't know. But anywho, I wasn't very good at that part, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm definitely not getting this job, because I was super shy and super awkward. And then there was a portion where we would have a one-on-one interview, where essentially he would basically talk to us and say whether or not you got the job. He sits me down and he's in his little office and he tells me, I was shy like you once, so I'm gonna give you a chance. I believe in you. I'm just like, okay. Great. After that, he tells me that we have orientation and that the orientation is going to be for 2 days and we're going to get paid for this orientation, despite the fact that it was like, what, 4 to 6 hours each day. But of course they couldn't be bothered to pay us, and we not only didn't get paid, but we also didn't get fed. You know, if you're not going to pay me, at least feed me. Like, come on. There needs to be some sort of benefit besides me learning about the job. But no, I just had to starve. Well, actually, no, he told us to bring food because it's going to be a long day and I'm not going to feed you.
Why?
The first day, I think, was just essentially him talking about Cutco, basically what he did during the interview, part of it all, but in expanded form. And then the second day was training us how to sell the product. So essentially, it was all the tricks of the trade. Basically, what we had to do was we initially had to reach out to people in our phone that would fit the demographic, because you had to sell to a certain demographic. So it had to be like adults over 35 who had families that cook. So, and also they had to make around a certain amount of money. So it's like, don't go to your poor homeless cousin down the street. No, you had to go to somebody who'd be able to afford these knives, because these knives were extremely expensive. For a set of 8 knives, over $1,000. Yeah, you heard me right. $1,000 for 8 knives and some scissors that could cut a penny. And see, this whole thing was trying to convince us that these knives were so amazing that they were worth this $1,000. You know, and our job was to convince the customer it's worth the money. And then we reach out to all these people and we make appointments with them, which is where the $18 per appointment comes in. So we'd call these people up, make an appointment to show them the knives, because there was a whole presentation we had to do. And then we'd ask them, do you want to buy or not? And then if they bought from us, even if it was just one knife, stellar. If they didn't, then we're just like, hey, could you give us, like, I was amazing, right? Give me a recommendation, you know, give me your friends' numbers, give me friends, family, everybody. Just give me numbers of a bunch of people you know that need these knives that will change their life, so I could sell to them. Essentially, that's how it would go down. Hope they buy from you, because that's how you really make money. Because, yeah, you make $18 per appointment, but you really make money when people start buying from you, because there's a bunch of rewards and stuff after you finish trying to sell to them, or successfully selling to them. Never did. They give you a list of people that they know that you could sell to, and then you call those people, and then, you know, you make appointments with those people, and then they give you people, and so on and so forth. So I forgot to mention that I had to do 10 demos a week to be able to actually make commission or be consistently making large sales, which is reasonable in theory but hard in execution. Also, during this whole training, whatever, orientation, we were supposed to give the names and numbers of people we knew who possibly would want to work for Cutco, like people around our age. And we gave them to the secretary girl that I was talking to on the phone, and she would text or call those people. So yeah, nothing like getting a text saying, Sarah thinks you'd be great at working for Cutco. Yeah, nothing like being like, dang, I wish somebody would text me. Getting a text, getting excited, and then finding out it's just somebody thinking that you'd be great at a pyramid scheme. I always get so mad when I get those stupid texts. One time I straight up was like, screw Cutco, leave me alone, do not text me again. Like, I barely even talked to this girl. Why is she recommending me why is my name even in your phone? Like, girl, we don't even talk. Why are you recommending me for Cutco? Leave me alone. Honestly, truly annoying. No, yeah, we had to go to the office once a week to talk to the manager about how we were doing, and I was like, I'm doing terrible. I wasn't very good at this job at all. because I'm a very shy person and cold calling just is not my thing. The presentation, that I was actually good at. Surprisingly, I felt like I was pretty good at the presentation part because we had this book. I knew exactly what to say. That part was super duper simple for me because if I ever forgot, I could just look right in the book and be like, yeah. At one point, he was actually going to make me watch an appointment of somebody else's sew to see how to do it right. And then at another point, because I just wasn't selling at all, my boss was going to come to one of my appointments with me to see how I was presenting. But honestly, truly, I don't even think I was doing bad. You know, and I would tell you if I was doing bad. I'm willing to admit when I do terribly. I wasn't. Like most people who I presented to was like, wow, that was a really good presentation. I really liked it. You were very engaging. But these are too expensive. Like literally, it wasn't me. It was your overpriced product. Get it right. Because everybody already has knives. So like, well, why am I gonna drop $1,000 on some knives that I don't need? I got good knives right here. The thing we were supposed to say when people said that it was too expensive, we were supposed to be like, that's why we got our payment planner. But it was like, oh no, that yuck. I'm not trying to do all that. I did manage to sell one knife, a single knife. Yay me. I even told my manager, nobody's trying to buy these. Like these people, they're not trying to buy these. They're like, no, you're just not doing it right, Sarah. You're just not doing it right. Because if I went in there, they would have bought them. And I'm like, I really doubt that. But okay. After a month of working there, I get a text from Mr. Bossman saying, Sarah, they just charged me for your knife set because they think you stole it because you haven't sold anything in weeks. I'm black. That's why they thought I stole it. I'm kidding. That's not true at all. So, you have two options. You could either bring it back or you can pay for it. And I was like, I'm gonna bring her back. I'm not spending $8 or $9 on this. No thank you. I returned it. That's how I got fired from working at Cutco. And you're probably thinking, Sarah, how is that an MLM? Truly, there was a lot of false advertising that was happening when it came to Cutco. Like, their knives weren't actually as good as they said they were. I'm just glad I actually made money. Most MLMs, it is significantly hard for people to make money, and they have to put money into it. But the thing is, I've heard that people actually have. Like, there are people who've worked for Cutco who have actually put money into it and lost money. So I'm just glad that wasn't me. People used to lose money in Cutco because they used to have to buy the products and the kits, but Cutco was sued, so they stopped making people put money into the company. And I heard at one point they used to do regular door-to-door sales, where you would just go to random strangers' houses. Honestly, I really hated that job because it made me feel bad about myself. That's all I have for today. If you didn't hate this video, you could like, subscribe, share with your friends, follow me on all my socials, and I'll see you in the next one. Ew. Bye.